When we talk about climate justice, we're talking about racial justice, food justice, economic justice, health justice, housing justice, agricultural justice. These are our climate solutions. These are the projects of the people's climate justice budget.
The BQGreen project is really the culmination of decades of community engagement, community visioning processes. My name is Ramid Al-Nawi. My pronouns are he, him, his. I am the Environmental Justice Campaign and Policy Manager for El Puente. El Puente is a human rights institution. Currently, we serve communities representing Puerto Rico, Bushwick in Brooklyn, the south side of Williamsburg. The south side of Williamsburg is a diasporic community, predominantly Puerto Rican, Dominican, Latinx community. When the BQE came into this neighborhood, it figuratively and literally divided members of the community. We take an aerial footage, it's like a gash. It's a wound that cuts the community in half. So BQGreen is a visioning of healing that wound. So we cover the trench where the BQE dips, and then we create a public open space where people can congregate and fulfill the cultural elements of their life and start to fix some of the issues that exist. We have one of the highest rates of asthma and the lowest green open spaces per capita in Brooklyn and in New York City. BQGreen begins the process of proving both to the community and to government that this is something that is tangible, that has so much net benefit, a net benefit of alleviating the costs of hospitalization, the health impacts of the climate crisis, alleviating the cost of dealing with flooded housing, flooded infrastructure. When we build BQGreen project, there's going to be permeable surface. When we aim to mitigate the impacts of the climate crisis, we need to think about those that have been historically impacted by the climate crisis. Those communities that have been disadvantaged by the climate crisis need to receive the first benefits of mitigating that climate crisis. The south side of Williamsburg is one of the most heavily gentrified neighborhoods in the city. Local government decided we're gonna make this a hip area. Developers took those properties, built high-rise luxury apartments that they were only required to allocate 20%, 30% of affordable housing. You shifted the demographic of this community. We are now facing another wave of gentrification under the auspices of, unfortunately, green gentrification, which translates somehow that the community does not deserve. And so we build a park, raise the rent, kick you out, basically, because you only deserve the worst conditions. But the vision that folks see is inspiring. The vision is creating community land trusts that ensure that the community remains in its spot, thrives as opposed to survives. We're creating the elements to self-actualize, to determine their own future, to be able to set up market spaces, which will then benefit the economy. We advocate for the BQGreen project because we believe in a future vision of how to change this entire infrastructure in a way that will help us move forward, will help us be sustainable, be resilient to the challenges that come. Imagine what could happen if we got the same investment as building a stadium in Buffalo. We plant the seed, it germinates, it blossoms through our help in giving it a bit of nutrients. We will receive the fruit that is very much well deserved.